Hello everyone, I am Suramya Kaushik and with me I have Sahil Malhotra. We are here at the Arun Jaitley Stadium and we're going to talk about a big match coming up, and that is Rajasthan Royals versus Delhi Capitals. Now Delhi Capitals currently are number 6 position, and if we talk about Rajasthan Royals, they are at number 2. But Sahil, if we talk about RR, they have been really great this season, except a couple of losses that they have had, and those losses also have been the last ball, right? So how do you see this matchup, especially when DC really need to win these 3 coming games?
No, big game for both sides. I think RR would want to cement their spot in the first 2 positions, because I've always said that, even if you qualify for the playoffs, you are better placed if you qualify as the top 2 sides, because those last few games are the games where anything and everything could happen on that given day. So any team would want to go in with that extra shot at reaching the final, and RR would want to do that because they've played some very good cricket.
Absolutely.
I think both Rajasthan Royals and Kolkata Knight Riders have been 2 teams who have been really consistent, and RR, what gun side, Josh Butler and Yashasvi Jaiswal, I wouldn't say they have been in their complete elements this season, but even after that, Sanju Samson, Riyan Parag, then the bowling unit clicking together, even after off days for Yuzvendra Chahal, they've managed to win games. Sandeep Sharma coming good, Avesh Khan, Trent bowled. So complete unit, but they are up against Delhi. Delhi are buoyed by the return of Ishant Sharma. I don't know how much effective he would be on the track at the Arun Jaitley Stadium here. But it's a good matchup, and both teams have quality spinners. Kuldeep Aksar up against Ashwin and Yuzvendra Chahal. I'm really looking forward to that contest. Small ground, smaller boundaries. The ball travels here in the evening. So that's the one matchup, spinners from both sides. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Well, yes, the bowlers of both the sides will be in everyone's eyes in the coming match. But Sahil, I want to know a few things. Let's first begin with Rajasthan Royals. In a few matches we have seen that they have promoted our Ashwin up the order. Do you think was it needed in any of the match? Because you have someone like Roman Paul. So he's not, normal batter. He's West Indies T20 captain, right? So for him to come lower the order, he is someone who plays at number 5 or 6, and RR haven't tried him at that position. Do you think that's one area that RR can try?
I think that's definitely a trick missed. More than Roman Paul, I think by doing that Ashwin thing, they really robbed Dhruv Jurel a lot of opportunities which he actually should have got, because he's not keeping because Sanju Samson is. So his only shot at some sort of glory or, coming in that reckoning for the T20 spot was going to come with his batting. You didn't allow him, and with all due respect, Ashwin is a good batter, but you have Dhruv Jurel, you have Roman Paul. Why were you promoting Ravichandran Ashwin in those games? It worked for them, but they would have been better placed and prepared. We saw in the last game where Roman Paul nearly pulled off that win, but he fell short, and maybe, who knows, if he could have played a couple of more knocks in the tournament, he would have been in better flow, better rhythm. So I am not really a big fan of promoting Ashwin up the order. उसको नीचे रखो, बॉल डलवाओ यार, let the batters do their bit.
Absolutely, because I feel the same. In the last match, if Paul had got 2-3 more deliveries, then they might have pulled that win. But that eventually didn't happen, and RR currently at the number 2 position. But if we talk about Delhi Capitals, Sahil, I think there are just 2 players over there who have made the headlines. One, Rishabh Pant, obviously, for his great comeback. But it was a terrific comeback, and it is even now because of the way he performed against Gujarat Titans in Ahmedabad. He got Player of the Match award for his keeping, and then the 50s that he has scored. And other than Rishabh Pant, the other player who has made headlines is being Jake Fraser McGurk. Now, apart from these 2, what else do you want in this team to happen so that they can win these 3 matches and can still be in the contention for qualification?
I think all they need is better consistent starts. I think Prithvi Shaw again has had one season where he has clearly underachieved. He's coming back from a long injury layoff. He missed a lot of domestic cricket after injuring himself during that England One Day Cup. Was in the NCA for months, came back, played Ranji Trophy for Mumbai. It was a big season for him, because if you remember, before getting injured, he was part of the T20 side when Hardik was leading. He didn't get game time, but he was pretty much in the squad. He made his way back into the squad after a long time away from Indian cricket team. So I was expecting a lot from him, but he clearly hasn't fired. Then you didn't have David Warner for a few games because of injury concerns. So I think all those things have kind of upset. They did try Kumar Kushagra, Abhishek Porel. Abhishek Porel, couple of games has looked good, but these players don't really have that kind of experience to pack a punch consistently.
Yeah.
Just like, I'm not saying Jake is experienced, but he's ruthless. He just doesn't stop. And Ricky Ponting, clearly today we both heard that he was kind of disappointed to not see him making that World Cup squad, because the prospect of Jake and Travis Head opening the innings would have been entertainment for the masses. So that didn't really happen. So for DC, I think the key would be better starts, because that allows the middle order to come good. That allows Rishabh Pant to bat here where he wants to. Number 4, number 5. Akshar Patel probably to have more role with the bat. Tristan Stubbs, lot of qualities there. I think this is probably one season where you see their core coming together. But for me, more than batting, I think the concern has been their pace bowling, because I don't really see a name there. Unfortunately, Khalil, hot and cold dry season, he has been rewarded. But Ishant, Khalil, Mukesh, all these guys, Nokia has been very disappointing this season. So it has been Akshar and Kuldeep who are actually doing the heavy lifting for them. So now is the time, last 3 games, do or die, just go out there and express yourself. And the Pacers should walk the talk.
Absolutely. Delhi Capitals really need to win the last 3 matches in order to stay for that place in top 4. Though it's very, very difficult for them to even qualify, because the other teams are performing really well. Now, apart from Kolkata Knight Riders and Rajasthan Royals, there is Sunrisers Hyderabad, Chennai Super Kings, Lucknow Super Giants, and all these 3 teams will be hoping to end up in the top 4. But apart from that, Sahil, lastly I want to know, if you look at Rajasthan Royals, they have Yashasvi Jaiswal, Sanju Samson, Yuzvendra Chahal, and all 3 of them are in India's T20 World Cup squad. And if you might have followed social media after the announcement, everyone saying, after the announcement, they are players who are not performing well. Do you think that everybody should give them some time and then see how they perform in the remaining leg of the IPL?
I think you should give these players some time, because you kind of wanted these players to make the squad. Whether it's Avesh Khan, who's in the backups, reserves, travelling reserves, whether it's Chahal, whether it's Sanju Samson or Yashasvi Jaiswal. But if you talk about the likes of, Arshdeep Singh and Mohammad Siraj, I'm clearly not a big fan of them being in the squad. So if they're not scoring runs, if they're going for plenty, so be it. I don't really care, because they clearly didn't deserve to be there, right? So even if they're not doing well, I think important bit is the Rajasthan players and Mumbai Indians players. Players like Rohit, players like Surya, players like Hardik. I think these players need to be informed, because these are the bulk of a batting order. Virat is doing what he has been doing.
Absolutely.
Yashasvi has looked good in patches. Again, not the Yashasvi season which we have seen in the past. So the concern is the Mumbai lot. Surya, Rohit, Hardik. If they come good, the team comes good.
Well, that's that from our side. I think Sahil has pretty much explained everything. But when it comes to RR and DC, it's going to be a cracker of a game at the Arun Jaitley Stadium. We'll be there with you with all the live updates from the match as well. But for that, you have to subscribe to Cricket Next. So do that as soon as possible and stay tuned with us.